Purple is the best overall, and this could go faster than his teammate Valtteri Bottas if he keeps it together through the last few corners.
Looking a strong lap, isn't it? Lewis is looks like he's just went out there and he's going to set the benchmark very quickly.
And has by half a second from Valtteri Bottas.
It's an impression, isn't it?
Ooh. See, to go back to it, I asked earlier,
and he can say good morning.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's kind of how important is it for Valtteri Bottas to establish, you know, his pace and where he is with Lewis Hamilton and maybe get ahead of him from time to time. It's also, if you're Lewis Hamilton, quite important, I would imagine, for you to say to your teammate, yeah, don't get any ideas, mate.
Bottas responded in the first sector, but if Bottas is that far off, like we were talking about earlier, if he was that far off at the end of the session, he would be asking some serious questions.
Yeah.
Maybe not showing it to us, but inside as a driver, that's gonna hurt you.
He'd be having a chat with Tony Ross, his race engineer.
And you're going to wonder how you can get that time down.
Yeah. He's responded in the first sector. I don't know if he's got a bit of traffic. He might have been held up by Sergio Perez a little bit in the middle sector. He's managed to get past Perez on the far side of the lake, whilst we watch Danny Kvyat in the Toro Rosso. Becomes this week, by the way, the most experienced Russian driver in the whole history of Formula One, which is not saying much because there's only ever been 2, but he goes ahead of Vitaly Petrov anyway. And this lap, not a bad lap from him as we watched him through turn 11 and 12. A heavy braking zone into turn 13. Maybe didn't brake enough there.
I think it was just about right.
Got a bit slide though, didn't he, when he got on the AstroTurf?
Everybody's expecting so much from this Toro Rosso. When they launched it, it is a good-looking car. Their suspension design, you know, very similar to Mercedes in the front, and what Pat was talking about early in, you know, the build-up to this session. But I just get the feeling it's when they want to turn it on again, it just all the intentions are there and it never quite transfers, does it? It's a shame for Toro Rosso because they've been in it such a long time, and what they can do, they've got a good driver lineup. You know, we know Carlos last year, he deserved a top seat somewhere. He was on fire.
And in that man, the second man on the screen there, James Key, they've got a very good designer and a technical chief as well. The potential is all there, but last year they were running the old Ferrari engine compared to the previous season's Ferrari engine. This year they haven't got that excuse, they've got the current Renault one. Well, we'll see what happens with Toro Rosso this season. So Kvyat 9th fastest because Lance Stroll's just gone 8th fastest and Carlos Sainz is 11th fastest. We can just go back down to the paddock. We've been watching a bit of flexing on the rear of the Haas, the T-wing and the shark fin, and I'm sure Pat Simmons alongside Simon Lazenby, it caught your interest as well, Pat.
Yeah, absolutely. It really has. And picking up on what Paul was saying earlier, you know, you develop your car thinking that wings are in a certain position and what have you. Now, we do in the wind tunnel and CFD, we do look at the deflected shapes, and that's what we actually test. But we certainly don't look at things that are flapping around like that. And what effect's that having? Who knows?
Do you think Charlie might be having a closer look at them?
Yeah, I think so. People have got mixed feelings. You know, do we want an elegant car or do we want a technical car? What we don't want is an unsafe car. And of course, if one of those come off, they can puncture a tyre, got big problems. So I'm sure he's looking at it closely.
A couple of tweets also coming in with regards to the front of the Red Bull and that inlet on the tip of the nose. Pat, could you explain what the thinking behind that is?
Yeah, there's a lot of dirty air around there, and in the days when we had a very high nose, you could keep the air clean. Now, the regulations force the nose down, so the logical thing to do is put holes in it and let the air through, and Red Bull have one solution, Force India another, Williams another. It's quite common now.
Okay, back upstairs to you, Crofty. We'll let you polish off this opening practice session.
Thank you very much. Unbelievably, only 25 minutes to go of this first practice session. It has flown by, blasted past, but then we kind of expected that, Paul, with the new speeds this season. Danny Kvyat continues to go on his way, and a few green sectors. He might just improve on that 8th best time so far. But Ted, one man who doesn't look like he's in a position to improve much at the moment, is Jolyon Palmer. Do you have some news for us?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry to say it looks like it might be session over for Jolyon Palmer. He's got a split CV boot, something that you might be used to in your old banger, Crofty, that you thrash around the streets of Cambridgeshire.
Well, A, I wish I had the money to live in Cambridgeshire.
Oh, sorry. Where do you?
And B is probably because I haven't got an old banger and I've got a nice E-Class.
But anyway, the part of the transmission, it's effectively a sort of rubberoid seal, isn't it, in the transmission? But it's broken, split, whatever you want to call it, on Palmer's transmission. So that's his problem. Well, Hulkenberg, his teammate, also stuck in the garage at the moment with a ride height change.
You know that double curve, Paul, where I was saying that might deter the drivers from going a bit too far to the left? That didn't deter Valtteri Bottas.
That was a close call. That if that had just been 6-7 inches a bit wider, the grass would have dragged him in there. That wall was very close.
So who was it who went that far out? Was it?
I think it was Glock. Yeah, I actually saw a clip of that this week. Surprisingly,
painful
online. Probably why that double curb's in there as well, because the V8 supercars running a bit wide, F1 cars. The grass wearing away over the weekends, big enough bump, whereas you can see that it obviously is very costly, the wide curb, if you run on it, but it lets you continue and carry on.
Paul, even without the benefit of slow motion there, you could just see the shark fin still flapping and waggling around.
It's odd because last year we saw the Haas, a lot of deflection on certain parts, a lot of stuff flying off. Just didn't look very nice, does it? It doesn't look like whatever the research has gone into it, the parts were strong enough to do it. And it's odd because what F1 teams are very good at is taking people from composites and construction design to try and beef up their car from the likes of the big teams. And I'm sure Haas have employed somebody from a big team to try and do more. One thing you are going to do is see that car on the start of a grid, aren't you? You're not going to miss it.
I love it, to be honest. I have absolutely no problem with that colour scheme whatsoever, and I can't understand how it created such... I can understand how it created the reaction it did. I don't understand the negativity in any way, shape or form. I'll go back to what I said at the start, because with this colour scheme comes an awful lot of money for the team and a sponsorship deal that they need. Every team needs.
Absolutely, and it started in DTM 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Great people to work with, I've done a little bit with them, but one thing it does do, it loses the identity of Force India.
Well, that is a problem.
It's gone. There's no indication that's a Force India now.
Vijay Mallya, I'm sure, is back watching and has got up in the middle of the night because he's very proud of his team. It's the 10th year of Force India, his team in Formula One, and it's a very good point you make there that livery is not Vijay's livery.
No, it doesn't matter what sponsor you put on a Mercedes, you put on a Ferrari, you still get their identity, and that's not Force India's identity.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, does it matter? Does more the future of the team and money they have to develop matter more than identities? It's a good question.
It's a question we're not going to be able to answer because we're not the ones that are making those decisions.
So I might send him a tweet in a minute and ask him. We'll reveal all in FP2 on that one. What we do know is that this man is half a second faster than his teammate on their best laps so far. Valtteri Bottas has done one more lap in this session than Lewis Hamilton. We do know that Ferrari decided they're not going to learn a huge amount, so they're going to stay in the garage, certainly with Sebastian Vettel for quite a bit longer and save a bit of engine mileage. And what we do know is that Carlos Sainz is 8th fastest. 1:26.7 he's just completed, and his best lap time is about 0.3 quicker than that.
That's just magic.
Your eyes flicker to and fro.
United by the thrill. United by the adventure. United by the need to feel the freedom of living life to the full. Swan Insurance has been insuring motorcyclists for over 40 years, with tailored protection as individual as you are. Unite with Swan and our community today. Visit swaninsurance.com.au and protect what you love.
It's passion that drives us. Swiss, partner of Gardiner Ferrari. United by passion. To work with our hearts and our minds. To achieve our ambitions. And push beyond limits. Power your passion. Swiss, official supplier of Gardiner Ferrari.
There's more work in a day's work when you run your own business. You have a million things to do, and sometimes marketing falls last on the list. You know what you need, and Vistaprint makes it easy to get it. Looking to connect?